through 17 timeshare presentations, and I have successfully said no to each one. So I'm making this video so that you can do the same, because whether you're curious about timeshare presentations, you're signed up for one, or you're just thinking maybe I would do one in the future, I am going to share everything that I have learned through my 17 timeshare presentations. So first, let's answer the question why you would do a timeshare presentation. You get free travel. And when my husband and I first got married, we wanted to travel. We are waiting to have kids for the sole purpose of traveling. But when we got married, we didn't have a ton of money. So we were like, how can we get some heavily discounted or free trips? Boom, timeshare presentations. So you will find these timeshare places in a tourist spot. This is going to be Orlando, Gatlinburg, Vegas, New York, anywhere that is family-oriented, tourist central. This is where you will probably see something that says discounted tickets or free 3-night stay or cheap Disney tickets or something like that. And that's how you know this is a timeshare presentation. So you go in there and you're like, I want Disney tickets for $1. What do I have to do? And I don't know if it's actually $1. I'm just like saying that. And they're going to tell you that they will give you this awesome rate. Like, it's going to seem like weird. And there are tickets. My husband and I have always done we've done a little bit of both. We've done some timeshare presentations for stays. Like, the best one, in my opinion, is Wyndham, because they will give you 7-night resort stays. We've done like 4 or 5 of those. Those are great because 7 nights at a resort, and you do have to pay, I think it's like $200. You pay like $200 for the package. So it's not totally free, but $200 for a 7-night stay, like what the heck, that's a good deal. They also do like 3-night, 4-day stays, or again, discounted theme park tickets, discounted show tickets, maybe even free meals. Some places will even just give you straight up cash. We've done a timeshare presentation before and walked away with just $200 cash. So there's all different types of prizes that they will offer you if you go and sit for 90 minutes or 120 minutes through a timeshare presentation. Now, they might not call it a timeshare. They might call it like a vacation package or a travel experience presentation. Like, they have a bunch of different wording for it, but you'll know it's a timeshare presentation because you're getting something of really good value for like super cheap. So that's why people do timeshare presentations. We got so much free travel out of this. Okay, maybe not free, but like super heavily discounted. Like, even if you're just paying for taxes, we got a super cheap cruise for a timeshare presentation once. Like, I'm telling you, the prizes are legit. I mean, they're not gonna put you in the Waldorf. Like, you're not gonna get like a luxury vacation out of a timeshare presentation. But hey, we had just gotten married and we wanted to travel, and timeshares were the key. So if you are in a position where, you just want to get out there, but the money's not really talking, try timeshare presentation, because it worked for us and it could work for you. But here's the thing. If you go in there with the mindset, wait, did I press record? Hold on. Oh, okay, I pressed record. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. I personally don't care if you get a timeshare or not. I'm not making this video saying like, don't get a timeshare or get a timeshare, because I've met people that love timeshares and I've met people that have hated timeshares. All that I'm telling you is how to get through one and say no. Because I think that if you go in there with the mindset of I'm not buying, I think you should stick it through to the end. That's just me personally. I'm gonna be honest, the timeshare people will make it seem like you have to buy this right then and there, and if you don't, it's gonna be way more expensive and you'll never have a deal this good again. They're gonna make it seem like that, but I'm telling you, my husband and I have done the same exact timeshare presentation for the same exact company at the same exact place, like a year apart, and they gave us the same deal. So when they tell you that this is your only shot to get a deal this good, they're lying. Okay, I've done 17 of these. I know the runaround. I know all the words. I know their tricks and their strategies. So that's why I'm making this video, to prepare you so you don't go in there blindsided. So let's cut to the chase. All right, so first things first, you get there and you walk in. It's probably a nice resort that they're doing this timeshare presentation at. Obviously, they want you to see the best that they can offer, so it's probably at one of their flagship properties. So you're gonna walk in to this building, and you'll probably do some type of check-in at a front desk or some type of, hi, my name is blank, I'm here for the 9 o'clock presentation, and then you'll get checked in and they'll sit you down or something like that. A lot of these also include food. Almost every single one that we've done has either included breakfast or lunch or at least some type of snack and coffee situation, because obviously everybody's happier when they have food in their belly. So that's obviously, you know, a sales technique. So you'll usually eat first or you'll just kind of hang out. I cannot stress this part enough. They will drag this on as long as you let them. I have sat in a timeshare presentation going on 4 hours. I didn't have to, because legally speaking, your contract, your piece of paper says 90 minutes or it says 120 minutes. So if you have a whole day planned afterwards and you're not trying to be stuck there for 3 or 4 hours, you're gonna have to be on top of that, because they don't keep track for you. They're not sitting there looking at their watch saying, okay, it's been 90 minutes, like, you're free to go. They are not gonna do that. Never in any of our presentations has anybody ever stopped us. It's always you have to stop them. And I say that because the second that your timeshare person walks over to you and introduces themselves, it's gonna be like the main salesperson that you're with the entire time. Start a timer. I'm being so serious. I know that might sound like so awkward to do in the moment, but start a freaking timer on your phone, 90 minutes or 120 minutes, because the moment that a person comes over to you, that is when the time starts. That is when the time starts. So start a timer. Like, listen, you're here to get your good deal and get out of there. You're not here to make friends. You're not here to like make the situation better for them. Start a timer. And sometimes you can even let them know you're starting a timer. Like, if you really want to make sure that they know you're not buying, my husband, he has sometimes said, like, the guy comes over, hi, I'm Adam, I'll be taking care of you. Hi, I'm Nathan, I'm gonna start the timer, okay? The time starts now. And he'll start it, like, he'll let them know. And that's not being disrespectful, but you're only agreed to 90 minutes or 120 minutes. Don't let them steal any more of your time, because I'm telling you, they will drag it on. Anyways, after that, after they introduce you and you've eaten, sometimes they might even eat with you, you know, just because that builds like a camaraderie. They're going to get to know you. They're not going to talk about the product at all at first. Usually they will spend the first 10 to 20 minutes just talking to you. Need some water. Okay. They will spend the first little bit just getting to know you. They want to know you. They want to know why you guys travel. They want to know where you guys travel. They want to know where you want to travel in the future. They want to know your birthplace. I mean, they will ask you, you know, questions. They're trying to get to know you. And then they'll let you know a little bit about themselves. And this, I kid you not, you will get some sob stories. I have done this 17 times, and there have been a couple times where I almost can't believe this person is sitting here telling me the story about how, like, they had stage 4 cancer, and they show me a picture with them and their 3 kids sitting in a hospital, and then they say that, like, travel saved their life, and they're a cancer survivor, and now, like, they get to travel, and like, they wouldn't be alive without travel. Like, I'm telling you, like, there's a good chance that they will have some story. I had one guy, one time, he didn't have a finger, and he was telling my husband and I about how he used to, you know, like, work construction or something like that, and he was, like, really depressed, and then he got his finger chopped off, and he just, like, didn't know what he was gonna do, and then he started traveling, and travel, like, really just, like, made him feel like he never lost his finger. Like, they will egg it on. Like, be prepared. Be prepared. Maybe some people don't, but I'm telling you, we've seen it all. So I'm just preparing you. I'm just preparing you. Don't be surprised if you get a sob story and you start feeling like, oh my gosh, like, I really know this person. One time, I'll get back onto the I'll get back on topic, but I'm telling you, I'm convinced that there is some type of demographic matching to the system, because when you're taken into the room, so you're taken into like this big room and there's a bunch of little chairs and tables all around you, so like everybody's sitting with their own person. Sometimes I look around and I'm like, they demographically matched everybody in this room. Like there will be like an older Hispanic woman with an older Hispanic couple. And then over here, there's a young black guy with a young black couple. And then sitting in front of me is like this young white guy. And my husband and I are like young white. Like I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they do some type of demographic matching. We even had a guy one time that was from the same hometown as us. He could have just been lying, but like, I'm telling you, they do your homework, okay? They don't do your homework. They do their homework. They know what they are doing. So don't be surprised if you get somebody that is very much like you and you guys just click right away and like you're seeming to really gel. That's on purpose, okay? That's a strategy. So after they get to know you, they might start talking about some numbers. Usually in the majority of timeshare presentations that we've been through, they will start talking numbers. They will start asking you, well, how much do you usually spend on a trip? How much do you plan to spend in the next year? And then they will, they'll get how much you spend on airfare, how much you spend on cruises, how much you spend on food, how much you spend, all the things that you spend that are travel related. They'll get some type of number. And then they'll multiply that number by how many years of travel you have left. So if you're 30, and you know, they might take your yearly travel number and multiply it by 50, and then they're going to show you this big number because they adjust it for inflation too. They're going to show you this big number that is apparently what you're going to spend on travel over your lifetime. And then they might kind of say something like, our package can cut this down by far, and you'll still get great quality trips, and you'll even get better stuff. And probably at some point in this middle section, they're going to have a question that's like, if we can do this for you, will you say yes today? There's usually always been some questions that is like, if we can make a vacation plan that saves you money over the course of your entire life, will you say yes today? There's almost always a question like that. And that is when you say, you could say whatever, you have the freedom of speech, but usually, we'll say no, or we'll see, or maybe. Anyways, they will make it make sense to you, okay? I'm just telling you, this is not gonna seem like some wacky, crazy thing that you can never imagine doing. By the end of the presentation, you might be thinking like, oh my gosh, this actually makes sense. But you just have to tell yourself, I'm saying no, regardless, okay? Because we'll get there. We'll get there. So after that point, they will probably take you on a tour of the property. So again, they're gonna show you the best room in the entire hotel resort. They're gonna show you the pool that was just newly renovated. They're gonna show you the playground, the mini golf. They're gonna show you all these things. And then they'll come back to that big open room. At this point, I'll be so honest, you're probably getting close to your time to get out of there. Y'all, that timer will save your time, okay? Keep looking at that. And you can even let them know that you're looking at it. We've been on some, I keep going like this. He's not next to me, sadly. He's over in another building working. But we've been at some timeshare presentations where the person hasn't even done the tour yet, and the time is up. And timer goes off and we're like, okay, like we're not buying today, we're ready to get out of here. And the guy's like, oh, no, we haven't even done the tour yet. Listen, that is not your fault, okay? If the time is up and they say, oh, but we haven't done this yet, oh, but we haven't done that yet, oh, but I still have to show you this, that's not your fault. You agreed to 90 minutes, you agreed to 120 minutes. If they didn't get something into that time frame, that's on them, okay? And you could tell them that too. Tell them, oh, well, you had the time and it's time to go. It is possible to get out right at the 90 minutes or right at the 120 minutes, but you gotta have a tough backbone, because this is what I figured out. Through 17 timeshare presentations, I have figured out that from the first time you say no, so once the 90 minutes or 120 minutes is up and you say your first no to your salesperson, hey, I appreciate your time, we're not buying, I'd like to get out of here. From the time you say your first no, it's about 20 to 30 minutes until you actually walk out the door. And that is for the sole reason that they make you jump hoop through hoop through hoop to actually get out the door. And it's annoying, but it's worth free travel at the end of the day. But I'm telling you all this so that you're prepared, so that you know. So let's say you get back, and the salesperson usually won't talk numbers with you about the actual product. Usually they leave that to the manager. So if you start asking, well, how much is this thing? What's the monthly payment? Usually the salesperson will say, we'll see what kind of package my manager can get you. Like, I can't legally talk about those numbers. Anyway, so then the manager comes over and you'll meet this manager. I don't know why I did that. They probably are the manager, but the manager. And then the manager will come with the generic package that they show everybody at first. And, you know, it'll probably be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for all these different little things. You know, each company does it differently. Some people do it by points. Some people do it by nights. Some people do it by, I don't know, unicorns. They all have different little systems, but they're all pretty much the same idea. So once the manager comes over and shows you the generic package, they'll probably say something like, is this worth it to you? Could you do this today? You know, something like that. And you're going to say, no, I'm ready to go. Or, you know, you're going to say no. I'm telling you, the more that you give them, the longer you're going to be there. If you make it seem like you're kind of interested, and if you're kind of asking questions about it, like, they're going to keep you there longer. If you really want to get out of there as fast as possible, you cannot feed into what they say. You just have to say to everything they ask you, no, I'm ready to get out of here. No, I'd like to go. No, no, no. Like, do not give these people an inch or else you will just keep sitting there, like I'm telling you. But if for some reason you are kind of just seeing what they could do for you, which again, you can do whatever you want, you know, play the game, I don't care. Then the manager might go away and he might come back with this extra special package. And I kid you not, I've heard this so many times. The manager will come back and say that he ran some numbers and looked at some inventory and he really likes us and he really wants to help us out. So he got us this great package deal that, and the salesperson is going to be like, oh my goodness, I've never seen something that great. And the manager is going to be like, yeah, like we don't usually give deals like this, but I really want to help you guys out. Guys, it's a game. It's a game. They tell everybody that. I've been through 17 of these. Every single time I get that spiel. It's a sales tactic. It's a sales tactic. Okay, so they're going to do something like that. I want to preface, or I just want to make a statement. Never, ever, 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 I'm yelling now, never give them your social security number. I made that mistake once because they got to a point where they wanted to see what kind of loan they could help us out with or something like that. And they asked for my social. And we asked them if it would be a hard credit check. And they said, oh, no, it's just going to be like a soft pull. It's not going to affect your credit score at all. It did. It hit my credit score. I didn't know that in the moment though, because they lied. These people will lie. Okay, I'm just telling you, like, they lie in timeshare presentations. Unfortunately, I just know that. You know, people do what they think is right for a sale, and that's not what this video is about, but I'm telling you, they will lie to your face. Okay, so just be ready. Anyways, if they ever ask for your social, do not. It'll be a hard credit hit no matter what they say. And even then, that's just too far. If they start asking for your social, you're kind of getting far into the process and it's just time to get out of there. Anyways, we're getting to the end now. So once the manager comes back with a super great deal and you still tell him, no, I'm not doing it, I want to go, there is 2 more stops until you are out of the door. So the next person is the exit person or the survey person, or, you know, the manager will say, well, I wish we could have really helped you out, you know, blah, blah, blah. Nice meeting you, bye. And then the salesperson that is with you the entire time, they might, you know, these people might get condescending. I'm just being honest. We have had a few really nasty people where at the point where you keep saying no and no and no, some people get nasty. Like, we have this one guy, I won't even go into it. It's not even worth the time of day to talk about him. Okay, I'll say it. We got blacklisted from a company. Blacklisted. That wasn't actually a thing, but we didn't know it at the time. Because my husband, my lovely husband, told this man, he was like young, he was like a kid, he was younger than me, so I call people that are younger than me kids. He was like 22, I'm 23, and he just kept asking why we weren't gonna do this. He said it just made so much sense for us. He kept asking, why are we not doing this today? And my husband finally told him that we just do these things. He was like, bro, I'm just being honest, this is our 16th timeshare presentation. Like, we just do these. Like, this is how we travel. And my husband's never said that before. And I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, no way did he just say that? So this kid gets mad. He gets so mad. And he's just like, wow, like, I didn't take you guys for such bad people, but he used like a different word that I won't say. And he was like, I can't believe you just waste people's time like that. Like, my coworkers are trying to put food in front of their family and you're just out here wasting people's time. Like, that is so horrible. Like, he got so mad. And he went over to his managers and was talking to them, and then came back and let us know that we were blacklisted from the company and we couldn't do another presentation for 5 years. That's not a thing, because we called the company a few months later and they were like, no, you're good to go on our end. We can sign you up for another one right now. Yeah, that kid lied. Anyways, the point is, expect them to get emotional when you are hard and say no. Just expect it. So once you go to the exit person, you'll either go to him or he'll come to you, one of those. He is going to pretend like he's just taking a survey at first. He's going to ask how everybody treated you, if you felt respected, how close were you to buying the product, did you actually like the product, is there a number that would have made the product work for you? And you're starting to think, what the frick is this guy getting at? And then he's going to pull out some paper. I kid you not. This is almost like funny at this point. He's going to pull out this paper and slide it on the table. And guess what? He has a deal for you. He has this trial deal where usually it's set up to where you can try the timeshare without having a long commitment. So instead of 40 grand for a lifetime commitment, this thing is only $2,000 and you get a year or two to try it. And it's a trial thing. There's no strings attached. There's no commitment. And I tell you, at this point, I almost just start laughing because, like, it's just so funny. And I will tell you, this is a mind trick though. This is a mind trick. I have a degree in psychology, so I'll tell you what this is. They are conditioning you because for the last half hour, you were just looking at this big number, this $40,000, $50,000 number for a lifetime commitment. That's huge. Like, that feels so big. And you were getting in that mindset of like, what? Like, this is a huge responsibility. Like, no way am I doing that. And then 10 minutes later, this guy pulls out this super chill, super short 2-year commitment that's only $2,000. And because you were staring at that big number for so long, $2,000 might start looking good. $2,000 might be like, well, this kind of actually makes sense. And listen, my husband has almost done this part, and I have cried during 2 of these timeshare presentations, probably because I was just kind of close to my period, you know, get a little emotional. But I have literally cried because my husband actually started getting convinced, and he was actually looking at me like, baby, this is a good deal. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had to go to the bathroom. And I literally was texting him, I'm not coming out of the bathroom until you freaking walk out. That's just like a side story. I'll go into that another time. It's really funny. Anyways, that exit guy will have one last deal for you, and you will look him in the eyes and say, no, I am not buying anything from you people. And so then he'll say, okay, he's the guy usually that has the gift papers for you. Because you might be wondering, Bianca, like, why do I have to stay through all this when the timer is up? Why can't I just get up and walk out? And I'll tell you why. Because your very last stop is the gift people, the people that give you the gift that you have done this whole entire thing for. And there is a paper that you need to have to give the gift people. And so this exit guy has the paper. And so that is why you cannot just walk out. I've literally tried that before. I got up one time and just like stood over by the door, and they came over and told me that I had to sit back down, or else like, you know, they wouldn't give me the gift. And I'm pretty sure that's actually illegal because, you know, I did my part of the contract. They legally have to do theirs. Anyways, so that guy will have your gift papers. Once he gives you those gift papers, or, you know, whatever type of thing it is, wow, you are home free. You are finally done with the strategies, done with the sales tactics. You're done. And you can get up and tell that guy to kiss his mother and go to the gift desk. And these people are always my favorite people, the gift people, because they are just happy. They know they have the best part of the job, just giving people their gifts. They're not trying to sell you anything unless they start doing that, which would be insane. But you go to the gift desk, they give you your tickets or your cash or your 7-night vacation voucher, whatever it is, and you are home free, baby. You are out of there, and you have officially, successfully said no to your first, or, you know, how many ever you've done, timeshare presentation. And now you get to go about your day and have fun on your vacation. So I hope this information was really helpful to you. Again, I wanted to make this video just because when I tell people we've done 17 timeshare presentations, they're like, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, is it really that easy to get free travel? And I'm like, I want to preface them because it's not easy. Technically on paper, it looks easy. Like, what do you mean I just have to go through a 90-minute, 2-hour presentation? Like, that seems easy. I'm telling you, this is the most high sales pressure you might ever feel in your life. Like, they might tell you that it's not going to be high sales pressure. They're lying, okay? Because these people, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And the statistic out there is that 1 out of every 4 couple gets a timeshare. So again, they know what they're doing, and they've had so many years in this business that they've got it down to a science. So, okay, I had one more thought while I was editing this that I want to share with you guys. The sky is the limit. Okay, listen, I'll tell you the craziest thing that we've ever done with these timeshare presentations. For our first year anniversary, we did 10 nights in Las Vegas, and we lined up 3 different timeshare presentations to get our stay completely free. And then we did a 4th timeshare presentation while we were in Vegas to get like a free dinner, free tickets, a free gondola ride, and something else. So I'm telling you, like, there are ways to finagle this. Y'all, like, the sky is the limit with this. I'm telling you, it's out there. You can do it. We've done it. If you're in a place where you want to travel and you don't have tons of money, take advantage. Take advantage, okay? These people, they're making enough money, okay? Like, we've done 17 timeshare presentations. I'm sure they haven't lost any money off of us, okay? So, like, you're fine. Like, do what you want. Like, do what you want. Like, do it. Do it. If you're gonna go do one, I wish you the best of luck. It really is worth it. I mean, we've taken so many trips. We've seen, I mean, the best trip that we've taken with a timeshare gift was to St. Martin. Obviously, we had to pay for the flights, but at St. Martin, we had a 7-night stay at this nice resort. Like, it wasn't quite luxury, but almost. It's the nicest place we've ever stayed at using a timeshare gift. And we had a great week in St. Martin. I mean, it was awesome. And the resort should have been thousands of dollars, but we got it. I think we only paid, I think we might have paid like $600 for that one. So worth it. So worth it. If you can stick through and say no, these are a no-brainer for discounted travel. And now that you've watched this video, you know all the secrets. You know all the things that they're gonna try to pull out and get you to buy with, but so yeah, you're prepared, and I am happy that you watched all the way through, because my name's Bianca and I'm a travel content creator, and I'm gonna start making YouTube videos like this where I kind of just talk. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe and comment if you've ever been on a timeshare presentation or if you would ever do one, because I just want to know. I'm curious. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.